It is the Apple Show. There can be no duplicate. There can be no duplicate. It's just one show, the Apple Show. And let me welcome everyone who getting ready to tune in. It's no other than the Apple Show coming to you shortly. I'll be talking in my sleep tonight, but just bear with me. We're going to do this tonight. We're going to have a conversation. I just know the few people that tune in, and that's what matters. That's all that matters. The few that tune in. Don't forget to just say hello so I can know that you're out there. If you don't feel like saying hello, then it's fine. But thank you for tuning in. Well, I feel like I'm not hearing what's going on. Let me know if you can hear me because I just see something just flash. But
This is the land of my birth. This is the land of my birth. This is St. Kitts, Queen City. This is the land of my birth. This is the land of my birth. This is the land of my birth. This is Queen City, Sugar City. This is the land of my birth. One more time. This is the land of my birth. Sing. This is the land of my birth. This is Sugar City, Queen City. This is the land of my
that's my guy, Garlic, right there. This is the land of my birth. Couldn't have done it better. I couldn't have done it better. This is the land of my birth. I want to thank everyone who tuned in and who is in tune with me. And to everyone, someone just said, I'm in San Francisco. It's 6:02 p.m. now. 6:02 p.m. It's 9:04 p.m. here for us. So welcome, welcome, welcome to the Avril Show. As I said earlier, I'm going to be talking in my sleep, but bear with me because you don't know. I'm sleeping while I'm talking.
Hey, it's your girl, The Flame, and you are now in tune to the Avro Show. Keep it locked right here.
Okay. Remember, before I start this program, I always have to pay attention and thank the people who make it possible, the businesses. Teddy Volkswagen, located at 3743 Boston Road in the Bronx, and Best Deal Car Service, located at 757 Burke Avenue, right here in the Bronx. Also, don't forget McCall's Bronxwood Funeral Home. Location is 4035 Bronxwood Avenue, right here in the Bronx. And the one and only Attorney Hugh Campbell, Rodman and Campbell, 1428 East Gun Hill Road in the Bronx. These are the people who make it possible for me. Did you ask me to play this again?
This is the land of my birth. This is the land of my birth. This is St. Kitts, Queen City. This is the land of my birth. This is the land of my birth. This is the land of my birth. the land of my birth. One more time. This is the land of my birth. Sing. This is the land of my birth. This is Sugar City, Queen City. This is the land of my birth.
Yeah, this is Beenie Man representing for Avril. Let me say Avril, me mean Avril. Let me say Avril, me mean Avril.
Okay, you don't need nothing else. You know you're listening to the Avril Show. Well, tonight we're going into the program, and as I mentioned earlier on my Facebook blog, I said if you missed last Saturday event, Teach Me How to Heal, you missed a great show. Not a great show, great event, great turnout, great people was in the place, and I must admit to you, if you miss Teach Me How to Heal, then it means that you want it in the Bronx. And we're going to give you what you need. Because after that, I learned how to even took a nap tonight. So before I came on here, I was in such a deep sleep. And I know there's some people come on just to see what wig I'm wearing, what I'm wearing, and then they're out. And some people say I don't say hello, but as I say to them, I'm not all the way in San Francisco like Dr. Bent. It's 6 o'clock there. She probably confused because 9 o'clock here in New York. But anyway, Ron Apache, good night to you. Thank you for tuning in and supporting me. Nolan Matty, good night. Queen, I call you Queen Energy. Good night, girl. And Benton Wellness, oh yeah, keep doing what you're doing. And good evening to my sweet friend, Alonzo de Castro, a man that I'm so proud to call a friend. 90 something years old, but doing what he got to do. And he's one of those people who paved the way for people like me to know what it is to be in the community and giving back. Thank you to all the people who make it possible. Ron, thank you also for being there for me in the past, even though I can't find you now. But tonight I want to talk about something. I'm going to take you to the altar right now. And I don't wait to see how many people tune in. That's not important. What's important is getting the message out. Those who do not get it now will get it later. But sometimes we sit back waiting for people to tune in because we are more interested in putting a message out. We are more interested in followers. This show is not about how many followers, it's about getting the message out to the people that need the message. Well, anyway, I am here tonight. I want to touch on a little topic. And I want to thank God for sanctification. I won't keep saying it. If you don't know what sanctification means, you need to look it up. I thank God for sanctification. He's still molding me. He's still using me. And he's still making me a better me. So that's the word sanctification.
Hey, it's your girl, The Flame, and you are now in tune to The Avril Show. Keep it locked right here.
So when I am here tonight to talk, some people may not like. One thing I realize about our people is not everyone like the truth. Not everyone can handle the truth. And the main problem I have is that I am not going to back down when I'm talking the truth because they have a saying to say the truth shall set us free. But try telling people the truth, you get enemies because our people are locked into lies and deceit. And that's what we follow. And don't forget, before I go any further, don't forget that tomorrow night, the councilman Kevin Riley will be having his event that he does monthly community conversation. It's going to be at the YMCA at 6:30 p.m. at the YMCA 1250 East 229th Street in the Bronx. Going out, especially if you're a homeowner, You go and have some housing series conversation. Go on out and hear what the councilman is talking about. Get involved. And thank you to people like Aldi Castro. Those are the people why we have a YMCA today. So I always got to thank them for the road that they pay for us. But as we talk, I want to send a message out here to some parents, especially women. A lot of us, we go around and we hold conversation. It hurt, but the word says to serve in spirit and truth. Thank you so much, Warren. We go around, and I was with a young lady, and I studied the way the children was reacting to my friend. And I had to sit back when the mother was so into herself and asked the child, why do you behave like that to your mother's friend? The conversation continued, and I picked up that the child listened so much to the mother talking negative about her very own friend that when the children get around your friends, they have no respect for you. Because as parents, you drive in your car and you're busy with your kids in the car holding conversation that they're digested. How can you sit down at your kitchen table in your house or in your car where your kids are and you're busy talking poison about your friends or about your family? We got to be careful. When children are grown, that you can have those conversation with them, it's okay. Because sometimes your very own children may tell you, well, mom, you're wrong, or dad, you're wrong. But when your kids are small and they don't know better and they don't know how to separate, you got to be careful how you talk negative about people in front of your children. You're setting the kids up because if you and I have a problem, Ron, and I have to sit in for my children that knows you, and I speak very negative about you and how you did me wrong and all the hurt you hurt me in front of my kids, I'm also hurting the kids. Because now when the kids see you, you're not going to get a good night or a good morning. And you want to know why those kids are looking at you, but they don't say good morning, they don't say good night, they look you in the face, they head down. That's because they're poisoned from what they hear, their family, the parents talking about you. So we got to pay attention that we are the one bringing up our children in the way they say, train up a child in the way you want them to grow, to go. But yet, we are so busy poisoning them. You're in a relationship, you talk so negative about the man around the kids. But when the man come around, the man is complaining, the kids have no respect for them. That's because the parents are busy talking so negative about the man or even the father of the kids. How do you expect the children to react? Sometimes the children don't react now because they're young. But when they get to the stage where they can talk boldly and say how they feel, they're going to let it out. Trust me, they're going to let it out. And maybe that's the time they turn against you because you poison them. You poison them. The children didn't get a chance to love their father or love their mother because the father sit down and talk negative to the kids, and the kids are so young they don't have a choice but to listen, but they cannot say, well, mom, you're wrong, or dad, you're wrong, because they might get a slap in the mouth. So they got to hold it in all these years, and when they grow up, and reach an age in their life where now they can react and they think they're grown and they can tell you how they feel, then they start to react to you differently or disrespect you because of the poison you put in their system. You can't handle it as a parent. Then we say our children are rude. Do not sit at your kitchen table. Do not drive in your car with children that are children. And I'm not talking about grown up. Your kids are grown and you could hold a conversation, it's fine. But when the kids are small and all they could hear is the toxic conversation with you and your friends on the phone talking about their father or their mother or your sister or your brother. But yet, when the kids come around, the family members, you're looking at the children. Say goodnight to your aunt. Say goodnight to your uncle. Say goodnight to my friend. And inside of that child, they're saying, why should I say goodnight when you say she's done you wrong or she's no good? We poison our children. But I said tonight we're talking about generational crosses and curses because many of us are growing up. They listen and they will respect what they hear. That's true. We are busy growing in an age where we're not changing. We grow up where, well, we feel like we want to tell men, this is how my mother used to be. So this is how I am. This is how my father was. So this is why I'm this way. So you're trying to tell me that you reach the age of 40 and 50 and you want to be in a relationship with a man that has a decent family and you watch that man loving on his family and you want to be in his family and you're busy loving on that man's family. But your family, you're neglecting loving on your family. Then your excuse gonna be, well, you don't know what I've been through with my family. Well, let me ask you a question. Do you know what that man is going through with the family that you're trying to get into? But the man knows the value of family. I'm not saying if somebody abused you, if somebody hurt you, and you're not healed, your behavior going to be of such. But when are we going to learn to reach out for help so that we can learn to say to our sister or brother, I love you? I think the family, West Indian, let me touch West Indian family. A lot of us don't know how to even say I love you to our sisters. We feel like if we say I love you, like you're having an affair with your sister or your brother. You have some sisters who cannot tell their brother, I love you. And you have some brothers who can hug their sister and say, I love you. Because we wasn't raised that way. We wasn't raised to hear our parents saying, I love you to our fathers. We raise up in homes where the only thing we know, dad went to work, mommy home cleaning, dad come home, take a shower, mommy put the food down, dad eat his food, watch the sports, and go to bed. Good evening to you also, Keith Walters. That's all we know. Many of us from the island didn't grow up with love. And not to say in America, we don't have those people also who would tell you that they went through it too. So I'm talking West Indian because I'm West Indian. I'm talking Caribbean because I'm Caribbean. But I'm saying to you, how do we break that cycle? Man, you reach the age of 40 and 50 and you see how great it feels when you see people hugging on their loved one and saying, I love you. You even on social media, you have some family members and you wouldn't even know they related to you the way they comment on your posts, the things they write. You will never hear them say, love you, cousin Keith. Sometimes people on your page and 10 years down the line, you find out they're your family. You didn't know, and they're on social media every day, just liking, and they will never comment to let you know that they are family. And you have some family would say, I love you, cuz, I love you, sis, I love, and it sounds so good. And it feels so good when you hear it. And you're saying, how is it that I don't get that? I don't hear that from my family. Well, maybe we need to sit down sometime and say, family, we need to talk. Talk to one, talk to two, talk to somebody. Because sometimes you love that brother or love that sister, but you don't know how to say, I love you. Because you never heard it from them either. And they don't know how to do it. And I asked someone that question the other day. And you know what they said to me? Hey, I'm 44 years old now. I never heard it from my brother. I have two brothers. They never tell me they love me. So I'm 44 years old now. If I never hear it again, I don't hear it again. We're not willing to work on things and change it. And we don't recognize our children are watching us, right? Yes, sometimes the love sounds so empty. Yes, they say it like they're forced because they're not accustomed. But at a funeral, everybody hugging on each other, everybody telling each other how much they love one another. And the last thing they're going to say before they leave the graveyard, don't forget, we got to stay in touch. We can't continue this way. That's the hurt talking. That's the guilt talking. But the minute they walk through that gate of the graveyard, they forget they tell you that. We don't know how to love because we wasn't taught how to love. But we can break that curse, that generational curse, so that our kids can see it and our kids can start to do it. So when we leave this earth, we're not supposed to have those kids now saying, my mom never told me I love you. I never heard my mom say it. I never heard my dad say it. So I don't know it. Here comes another generation with the same issue. It's hard. But if you tell our Caribbean people to go for healing, go for therapy, they will look at you like you are crazy. I say we have some bad habits that we have to break. And one of it is the way we talk and where we talk and who we talk in front of. Because a lot of times I look at grown people, the kids are right there, and the conversation they're having, you want to know sometimes why those friends of yours, why the kids look at you the way they do. Because the parents already poisoned them towards you. Don't blame the children. Children live what they learn. But as they grow older, they're going to learn for themselves and they may turn that switch on you. Where one day they will realize my mother was the poison, not the person they talk about. We got to be careful. We got to break the curses that's on our life and the crosses. I was looking at a video Terrence sent to me, Terrence in St. Thomas. And he sent me a video of a gentleman on social media. The man, I praise him for one thing. He said he hardly can pay his bills because he's so busy taking care of his lady. Because he was taught as a man that if you have a woman, you got to be a provider. But he said if he asks the lady to come over, she have an excuse. He said if he go downtown to shop, he makes sure he bring home what he thinks she needs. He call her to see what she need. He makes sure he pay her bills if he even neglect her bills. But he said one night something tell him to go over there. And when he went over, he found her in bed with someone else. Even though she was telling him, I don't want to have man sleeping in my house that she's not married to keep the man from coming over there at night to sleep. But the man said if it wasn't because he's serving God, he probably would be in prison today. And I gave him credit for that because some people would have tell you, I would have killed her, I would have beat the this out of her, I would have do that. That's a real man who walk away and say, I wanted to post the video, but it wasn't a nice video. And he wasn't like fully dressed. I mean, it was just not wearing a shirt. He wasn't looking the best. And I didn't feel like humiliating him, but I could send it to anybody to watch. But when I see a man crying out, he said, I'm only doing this to tell the people how much this woman hurt me. Apparently, he was sending a message to people that know them. He was crying out. But what did man did? He walked away from the house when he found her in bed with another man. Now all she keep telling this man, oh, I don't want you coming over in the night because I don't want no man sleeping in my house at night. And he thought that was good. He's not married to her. He give her the respect, but he pay her bills. He said food, he always makes sure she have. Her light bill is paid. He makes sure. But I'm telling you, the man that laying over there in that bed don't know how the light bill is paid, don't know how her food is put on the table, but he's eating it. A real man do not have a woman and don't know how she eat. And if you know the woman's salary and you see her bills paid and you're not asking her how she's doing it, you're not a real man. But the man is giving her karma. See, we will look at that man and say, what kind of man is this? He over in the woman's house, he ain't giving her, but he's giving her karma. That's her karma. So you see, when the man walk away from the house and decide he's not going to hurt her, he's not going to fight, and he told you he's trying to serve God, I was so impressed that there was still a man out there who walk away and save himself for a real woman to come along and say, that's a good man. That's what I was looking for. You don't have to worry about the people that do you wrong. Because sometimes we think that people do us wrong and they get away. She get in her karma. Because see that man in that house gonna hear that she had a man. And what she did, the man ain't gonna have no respect for her. Her karma is coming. God karma is better than when you try to take karma in your hands. Because let me tell you something, that man was so hurt, and people might say he's a fool to do the video. But sometimes you have to disgrace some people because it's better he do that than I take up the gun or a knife and kill that woman. Some of us women, we are so dangerous. And the things we do, our own daughters are watching us doing it. Our family know we're doing it. But let me tell you something. What goes around comes around. What goes around comes around. Now you're sitting down. Every one of us is guilty, you know. Because I ain't gonna lie to you and tell you, man, when I was younger, and the little sweet man give me his number, and you know he have a wife. We feel we so important. We want call the man house, and the wife answer, hello, can I speak to Al? You wanted to know Al a cheat pana. You wanted to know that I got your number and and all this great stuff because you're young and you're immature. But let me tell you something, when you start to get older in life, man, you got to look back at some of the things you do and say, did I do that? And you have to get a cutoff point in your life where you realize I'm older now and I'm wiser and I can't continue to live like that. Every one of us have cheated and lied. But how long in your life you going to continue to cheat and lie and act like you don't care? What goes around comes around. The man cried out, but he could have go in the house and killed the woman. But he walked away. He said he was so hurt. He walked away and he did the video to show people what she did to him. He said it was to the point where they nearly cut off his lights because he was so busy taking care of her light bill and making sure she have food while every night another man is sleeping in her house. So you calling the man a fool because he walked away? But you would have called him a wise man if he had killed a woman and in prison today. No, learn to walk away from hurt and go deal with your hurt so that you could have a better life. I went to that event last Saturday. Many people would not have spent money to go to teach me how to heal. But let me tell you something. When you walk out of there Saturday, you came out of there a different person, a different mentality, and a different way of thinking. Transformation. And I thank God for sanctification. Let me tell you something. We have to learn to break the nonsense in our life. You have some man out there, they all in their 60s and 17s, still cheating, still lying, still playing the games they were playing when they were 40. And they walk and tell you they're looking young woman because they reach a age now where they feel they old and they feel a young girl gonna make them look better. But the young girl don't make you feel better because the same young girl gonna go to menopause one day that the old woman you with that you're complaining about her menopause, that young girl gonna go to menopause too. You gonna go to prostate too if you don't watch it. And is that young girl gonna stand by you? But when some of your man mash up and broke down, then I want the wifey to come rub you back, hold up your hand, and take care of you. And the girl outside now, go live she life with somebody else because you're too old, you mash up, and you ain't no use for her. If you're 60 and you find somebody, I'm not telling you, you can't find a young girl. But if you're doing it just for experience and hype up yourself, if you can hype up your looks and your energy, and you can hype up your wealth, and you can hype up save yourself from what God has come in your way, take it from me. Leave the young girl them alone. Leave the young girl for the young man. You had your days when you were young, okay? You had your days when you were young. I was 21 and I don't remember what 21 feel like right now because I done past that so long I ain't looking back. But you all reach the age in a club. You see some old man when I don't care who get mad tonight. The clubs are full and I can't tell people where to go and where to spend the money. But you find some men, they're all in the 60s and 70s. And as Friday night come, some of them married. And they either looking for the club, the bar, or where to hang out. Wife don't see them. If you're so unhappy, I coming out of a relationship. I seriously saying it. Ain't no church can come tell me if the man is not willing to go get help and counseling with me. I'm not going for counseling by myself to save my marriage. Because ain't no marriage could be saved with one person. So if you telling me you're so unhappy at home that you got to find a club and the bar to go, instead of go home and tell wifey, we need to talk. You ain't talking to her. She don't even know she have a problem with you. She just think you're hanging out. I don't even want to be home. Through the pandemic, you know much man and woman divorce. You know much break up because they didn't want to be in the same house. So some of us is just living together for the bills. Some of us living together, we don't know what love is. We get in relationship because it's what we know. We want a man to help us with the bill, but no happiness in there. If the person cannot be your best friend, I don't understand what kind of thing is love. We grow up without it. We living in it. We staying in it because that's all we know. Most of us in relationship need to go get help. Some men just don't care. They got to here they got to something you said, but some men don't care, some women don't care, some women live in the life worse than men. But I am saying tonight, we got to break these crosses in our life. Some of our downfalls are in the habit that we were born in. We born in it, we still living in it because that's all we know. But if you're going out every day and you surround yourself with the right people and you're around people who know how to love, it will fall on you. Somehow it's going to come over your life that you feel like something is missing in your life. You're going to want that and you're going to crave that and you're going to go after that. Some of us grow up, we find our mother, all we do is the mother just cheat and lie and cheat and lie. And we come cheat and lie and mommy laughing with us and we having a good relationship with our mother. Come mother and daughter live in the same life and we grow up and feel like we have a good relationship with our mother. Because what? We just busy having the mother who just in agreement with the life we live in. Because that's all the mother know too. And if you find a friend or somebody who could teach you different, you need to crave that. so that you could pave the way for your children, that they don't come up to be like you. Change it. Timely topic and culture is not an excuse. Yes, Valencia Wilson, that is what we do. We like to say it's culture and it's what we know. And that's how we grow up and we continue. When are we going to realize something is missing in our life and in our household that we want to crave different? Some of us we don't know any different. We went out Saturday to teach me how to heal. I spend my money, my friends spend their money. And the people that went with me is not the regular friends that I see every day, talk to every day. It's people that I didn't expect. Because those people, some people will say to me, I'm spending that money. Oh, and it's always an excuse when it's something to help us grow and be better. But we continue doing the same thing that we know. Some people argue with me if I don't go to a club. But if I ask them to go to church, they tell me, girl, I don't go to church. The church, them is hypocrite. The church this, the church that. What do you find in the club different than you find in the church? If the church is so bad, what do you find in the club? But I know what we find in the club. In my church, they don't have no young man my age. Can't find one in there. There is none. But I'm not going to church to find that. I'm going to church to have a relationship with me and God. I'll find that man somewhere, wherever he is, that belong in my life. But we think we go to party and club. That's where we're going to find them. Some people don't like change. Nolan, Marty, you're right. You cannot bring change to some people. It feel like poison. And it's very hurtful that our community is just living the same way that all we know. We come from the island, we have a house, and the first thing we want a house with a backyard and a front porch, because we want to sit down out there with a big plate of food and a chicken on it, I eat and everybody pass and we outside a sit down with a plate of food. We on top of our porch have barbecue and everything. Like what we do back home. We bring it right here. Take a look at our people here. They tell you what we're accustomed to do back home. This is America. You can't come in my house, come do what you do in your house. You got to learn to break change. I went with somebody. We're not in the Bronx, and we're in a neighborhood where we're not gonna find the golden cross and the yam and banana. Oh, what? They don't have no yam and banana. They don't have this. They don't have that. You're not in your community. You're not in the community that serve those things. Learn to adapt to different things. Learn to change. Learn to know somebody else's culture. How to enjoy something different. But we are so set. Well, so we are island people. If you have an event start at 9, they put down it start at 8. You will have to be on time. Get there because you say it start at 9, you know. It started at 9, but on the information, it says start at 8. So you get there 7:45 because you want to be on time. And when you get in there, you're sitting down there until 9 and you hear the island people, oh, bear with me. It's really start at 9, but I put 8 so they could come on time. What kind of garbage is that? So you do not care about the person who normally be on time. If we say 9 and we start at 9, if we say 8 and we start at 8, and they realize, well, every time Valencia say her event starts at 8, she's on time, the people are going to come on time. We got to change and break those crosses in our life. We got to stop it. Stop making an excuse for the things that we're accustomed to do. Oh, it's a West Indian island thing. We always late for everything. So now you got to lie on your invitation. So I'm on time because you say 8 and I got to sit there until 10. Some of them who I'm calling, is that yet? People there yet? They ain't come to make sure that people are in the house. Everybody walking in late because that's all they know. You know, they say 8 o'clock, but it's island people. They ain't going to start on time. So they come in there 2 hours late and it start on time and they're making fuss. Warm to the food. Oh, they eat already. How they eat already? The people say 7 o'clock. You coming in at 9. Well, normally things don't start on time. And they make a big argument now because you doing something different. People, if we do not stop the nonsense and the mess that we are living, life will never change for us as a people. We continue to go around and say we want change, but as soon as they try to bring change, we complain about change. We don't know what that means. So we need to stop going around asking for what we cannot handle. We don't know what it means.
Hey, it's your girl, The Flame, and you are now in tune to the Avro Show. Keep it locked right here.
That is exactly what I'm talking about. You do not know what that means. You only talk about it. Yes, being fashionable late. I like that word. Somebody said they're being fashionable late. I guess I used to call the word fashionable late mean they want come in late to show off their outfit. Some of them think when they walk in late, then everybody gonna see them when they come in. Coming in their 5-inch heel shoes, and when they walk in halfway through the event, you see them in bedroom slippers in the people party. You can't wear the shoes. Nobody wear it. I don't buy no shoes that I have to take off when I go out. I don't care how the heel is. I don't care what style and fashion you bring to me. If I cannot wear my shoes and enjoy it, I don't want my shoes. I'm not on the runway. So all of we going around mashing up our knee trying to look cute and walking into event late because we're competing with our friends and we want to look sexy and it looks sexy. I know. But what you bring the flat shoes for? Because you know you can't walk in them. Buy shoes you could walk in. We as a people, we need some wake up call, man. We need some wake up call. And men, I seriously say, you all need to stop going out there talking about women have menopause. So you look on your woman now as she start to have little hot flash a night, you make that a complaint. Love up your woman. Tell yourself the young girl you go pick up after her. That young girl gonna have hot flash one day. And it's not age alone give us hot flash. Because some people go through certain things in their life that bring on hot flash early. So you could have a 40-year-old woman and you're 64, and the 40-year-old have hot flash and the 60-year-old don't have no hot flash. Don't take life for granted. Don't take people for granted. If God bless you with a good woman and a good man, especially in 2024, you better love upon them. Because the majority of man and good woman who not dead in the graveyard, they in a prison, they have mental illness. They go into depression because they don't went through 50 relationship with mash up the mindset, and all they do is come in your life now with the 20 mash up relationship and bring it in here. And when they don't give you a problem, sorry for you. Don't look for woman today. We have degree. The degree don't change a thing about the woman. I beg you, please get to know who you're getting involved with and get to know the family history too. Because you might just pick up a madman or a mad woman. And when you get in there and say, I do, you realize a family with crosses you pick up. You got to learn to date. You got to learn to make people your friends. Some of us, we hurting each other, but we praying for blessing on our children life. We send them off to college. And we praying that they find a good wife, good husband. Me want my daughter this, me want my son this. But you're busy abusing somebody's son and daughter. You hear the old saying, what fall off, whatever fall and picnic. The cross is them that you carry. Your children, them gonna end up feeling it. And sometimes when our children cry out to us, we don't even know how to embrace them and comfort them. Because something hit you where you say, the same thing me do to that woman me was with, you know? The same thing me do to the man me was with. How you going to stand up and tell a man take care of your daughter when you're busy abusing the wife you have? How you busy telling the man Take care of your son. The woman, take care of your son when you're busy abusing the husband you have. Yes, let me tell you something. The only thing can change us right now is prayer and turning our life to God. Because the world we live into, it is not the kind of world we used to live in before. If you have a nice woman or you have a nice girl, and I don't mean nice meaning she have a nice body and she have on a better wig than me, that don't mean nothing today. We have lost our value and integrity. We don't have those things no more. It's hard that when you find a good man, you say, here's some woman, him too nice. Something wrong. Mm-mm. It can't be true. There's no man out there so nice, any. We even start to deny the fact that the man is a good man. We start to talk ourselves out of the relationship. Man, he can't be this nice. Him too nice. This ain't normal. Me have to go check out. You sure? God bless you with a good man. You start to complain. The man come knock you about and do you all kind of. I saw the man them be them dirty. So we think that's the norm. That when a good thing come our way, we even lose it because we spend time telling ourselves it can't be true. Men wake up, women wake up. Because let me tell you something. Men go through what they call prostate and women go through menopause. We either put men on pause or we go through it with them. Love upon your man. Because if you don't go through one thing, you're going to go through another. Love have a different meaning today, Nolan Matty. Exactly. We loving for reason. We're not loving from the heart. Because when we love from the heart, whatever we go through, we're going to go through it together. But the minute we try to go through something, or God sometimes tests us, put us through tests, and we don't fail it. Be mindful of God's karma. It's worse than our beer. And a lot of time we think people hurt us and they get away. It's because we don't see them to know what they're going through. They get their karma. They get it. And some of them just can't handle it. I encourage each of you, no matter how good you are, you're going to find that one person will come in your life, whether it's a friend, a family, or a lover, and try to take advantage of it. Follow your heart. Follow your gut feeling. Follow your instincts. Sometimes we see it coming, but we tell ourselves, I don't think so. We start to tell ourselves, this can't be real. When God give us vision to say, put it right in front of you to show you this is not for you. But because you want it so bad, you start to say, me not think him serious. Me not think she gonna do this to me. Me not think what I'm seeing is true. You're seeing it, but you're still telling yourself, I don't think what I'm seeing is true. People wake up. We're living in a different world. We're living in a world where Alexa talking for us. We're living in a life where most of us need to get Alexa. Because loneliness is not good. But I rather you sit in a house and talk to Alexa than talk to yourself. Because ain't not like everything you say, Alexa, I repeat and I do things and I answer you. And you know what I'm talking about? Have an Alexa in your house. And stop telling yourself you're bored. Look for the things that you're capable of doing. Spend time doing that. Don't spend time thinking about you're by yourself. That's when you know you're really by yourself. When you're not thinking about it, it don't even affect you. Get yourself so involved. Find people in your life who could help you to grow and be different. Not people who are going in the same direction you've been going for the last 60 years. And you know it don't feel good and you want to get out of it. Aren't you bored? Now that is what I call boredom, but to some people, that's their happiness, and if that's what makes them happy, you're fooling yourself. If you don't have not changed nothing about you in the last 20 years that you've been doing, It's just the norm. That's what we're accustomed to. And you're with the same friends and the same people doing what you're doing, so you feel is the norm. You don't know anything different. That when you find even somebody different to teach you different, you can't handle it because you've been in that environment for so long, you can't come out of it. Ain't nothing better than change. Ain't nothing better than finding somebody in your life, whether it's a friend or God bless you in a relationship, who teach you something, whether it's to eat, dress different, feel different, talk different, go different places. It's such a great feeling. People, surround yourself with people who could lift you and motivate you. And stop looking for the same people in the same environment and expect a change to come. You're not going to find change there. You're going to be stuck exactly where you was 20 years ago. That's all I could say to you.
This is the land of my birth. This is the land of my birth. This is St. Kitts, Queen City. This is the land of my birth. This is the land of my birth. This is the land of my birth. This is Queen City, Sugar City. This is the land of my birth. One more time. This is the land of my birth. Sing. This is the land of my birth. This is Sugar City, Queen City. This is the land of my birth.
That's how I was raised. But I sure I came here and I have a different mentality. I want to thank Teddy Volkswagen, located at 3743 Boston Road in the Bronx. Also want to thank Best Steel Car Service, the company you need when you're going anywhere to take you there and get you back here. 757 Burke Avenue. Check them out. Download the app, Best Steel Car Service. Get the app on your phone. And don't forget, if you don't live your life right, eventually we all got to go there. McCall's Bronxwood Funeral Home, located at 4035 Bronxwood Avenue, right here in the Bronx. And if you're looking for an attorney that going to go in your courthouse and fight on your behalf and come out a winner, call Radman and Campbell, attorney Hugh Campbell, located at 1428 East Gun Hill Road here in the Bronx. And if you miss any one of these people and you need their information, you could reach out to me. But just remember, these are the people that keep me on my toes doing the things that I'm doing right here. So, people, I can say one thing to you, and I'm going to repeat it. Just remember, you got to surround yourself with different people for a difference to come. You can't have the same friend them. You realize you're going down the road and you realize that your life you're living is not making you happy. The things you're doing are not making you happy, but you're not changing because you have the same people with the same mentality telling you, girl, I saw it's supposed to be. Not let nobody change you. Not let nobody tell you what to do. You're growing, you're working for your own money, and every day you wake up, you're miserable. And you are going to attract exactly who you are. Nothing different. You can't expect to be out there, a drink rum, a fall down on the street corner, but looking for an innocent man to come pick you up. And if one pick you up, it's a blessing. Maybe God send a man to change you. But when you look up and you see the good man, you start to say, no man, something is wrong. What am I going to do with me? Me who is a drunkard, you talk yourself out of everything good. But you never look and say, this has to be God. But you better know when it's God. You can't know God if you not serve God. You cannot serve God. You cannot know God if you're not serving God. That's all I got to say to you. I didn't come here to talk all night. I come to send a message and deliver a message. And once that message is delivered, I'm out. It's all about promotion and sending a positive word from April. So, folks, to everyone who tune in and listen to me, do you know it's always I've always heard to misery love company. Yes, yes, you can't find nothing better. If you just want to stay in the position you're in, you're going to gravitate to people who is going where you're going. But when you want to change, you're going to realize something don't feel right. Queen Energy, thanks for the word of advice, Queen. Yes, thank you also for tuning in. Thank you. Without you, it's not possible. But you have to tell yourself what you're going through in life. It's not a result of who you are. Sometimes it's what you've been through. Sometimes the people you're around. Sometimes your very own family have you in the position that you're in. Yes, Ron, you have to spend time with God. Listening from St. Paul, St. Kitts, Alicia Bratcher, good evening to you. Thank you, sweetie. You're always a supporter of me on social media. Thank you. You know, and it's a result. It's not a result sometime of who you are. Do not allow the things you're going through to tell yourself that's who you are. Come out of that. Come out of that. Come out of the abuse that you went through and what your parents do to you and what your friends do to you and how much people did you wrong. Come out of that. William Terrence, thank you for tuning in late. Ella Tabracha, thank you for tuning in a little late as I get ready to close, but you tune in and you could always see it from the beginning. But come out of the situation you're in. Stop telling yourself it's because of what you've been through, it's what your parents did to you, it's what your friends and how much friends hurt you. Take those hurt and get up one day like a mad person and say, watch me rise above this. If you don't talk yourself into the positive, you're going to continue to live in the negative. Come out of it. Ask yourself, are you involved with the wrong people? Do you have the wrong friends in your life? There's nobody better than you. I am who I am because of the people that's in my life, not because of how I was raised or the family that was so close that pushed me here today. No, God placed strangers in my life that have me where I'm at today. God placed a young man in my life working behind the scene with me. And the things I've learned, I had to say, had to be God. I couldn't have met a better person who's just pushing me to a level that I never saw coming. You got to give God thanks for the angels He placed in your life. Stop looking back at where you come from. Pearl Francis, we come out of that little one room that we don't know how 20 people sleep in. You all come out of the islands where you all know you have the little one room and 20 you live in there with your mother and father, and we sleep on floor and we spread lodging and we sleep and we get up. I mean, I don't know how we do it, how we did it back then, but we did it. And we come down with the 3 bedroom and the 1 bathroom, we still a complain. And if you look back at where you came from, you will give God more thanks and praise than complain. If you don't own a house in America, America is not your land or your birth. So there is no way you should worry about not having it, because it's harder to come in another man's country and make it than making it in your own. Because some people in your country, things was passed down to them. House were passed down to them. They never had to work for it a day in their life. But we come here, we have to work for everything. Give God thanks. Stop complaining. Don't envy people for what they have. God didn't bless you with their gift, and God is not going to bless me with your gift. Yours is yours. If He call you to sweep the street, sweep and be the best sweeper there is. And if He call you to be a barber, be the best barber there is. And if He call you to play music until people want you to play music 7 days a week. If that's your gift, use it to the best of your ability and stop trying to be like everybody else. You cannot be like nobody else. You got to be yourself. When you go on the plane, guess what happened? You cannot go on the plane unless they clean it. But we have no respect for the man that cleaning the plane. We look down on them and we look up to the pilot. Coming up, another version of the Afro Show. We're going to talk about changing our life and the way that we think. And as I tell people, I'm not here today because if I was depending on some family members to get me to where I want to go, I wouldn't be nowhere in this life. But I thank God for the people He placed around me.
This is the land of my birth. This is the land of my birth. This is St. Kitts, Queen City. This is the land of my birth. This is the land of my birth. This is the land of my birth. This is Queen City, Sugar City. This is the land of my birth. One more time. This is the land of my birth. Sing. This is the land of my birth. This is Sugar City, Queen City. This is the land of my birth.
Yeah, this is Beenie Man representing for Avril. Let me say Avril, me mean Avril. Let me say Avril, me mean Avril.
That's exactly how we say it around here. If you tune in late, I thank you also. And to everyone who tune in from early, I start on time. 9 is 9. And when I say good night, I mean good night. Because this program has been started in 2002 at 9 p.m. And I continue to be 9 p.m. Sometimes we have to do things God's way and not our way, but we have to learn to be on time. I thank each and every one of you for staying up with me. And Robert Jawais Campbell, thank you for tuning in late, but you tuned in. And everyone who heard the show, please feel free to share it if you feel it can be, what should I call it? You never know what it can do to somebody's life. Share the life, as they would say. Let the word go forth that came from my mouth. Thank you for tuning in. Have a good night and God bless.